Hi, welcome back to Rise with Brett. Today is January 2nd, 2025, and we're continuing our journey through the book of Proverbs. Yesterday, we looked at chapter 1 and saw how wisdom begins with the fear of the Lord. Today, we'll dive into Proverbs 2, which shows us how wisdom is like a treasure, something worth seeking with all our hearts. Let's get started. The Proverbs of Solomon. My son, if you will receive my words and treasure my commandments within you, make your ear attentive to wisdom. Incline your heart to understanding. For if you cry for discernment, lift your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will discern the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice. And he preserves the way of his godly ones. Then you will discern righteousness and justice and equity and every good course. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will guard you, understanding will watch over you, to deliver you from the evil one. From the man who speaks perverse things, from those who leave the paths of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness, who delight in doing evil and rejoice in the perversity of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways, to deliver you from the strange woman, from the adulteress who flatters with her words, that leaves the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house sinks down to death, and her tracks lead to the dead. None who go to her return again, nor do they reach the paths of life. So you will walk in the way of good men, and keep to the paths of the righteous, for the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. This chapter reminds us that wisdom isn't automatic. It requires effort. Look at the verbs in the opening verses. Receive, treasure, make your ear attentive, cry out, and seek. It's like searching for buried treasure. Wisdom, understanding, and knowledge come when we actively pursue God through his word and prayer. Verse 6 tells us that wisdom comes from the Lord. True wisdom isn't found in human reasoning or worldly success. It's found in a relationship with God. When we seek him, he provides the understanding we need to navigate life's challenges. Later in the chapter, we see the benefits of wisdom. It protects us from evil and guides us on the path of righteousness. Verses 12 through 19 specifically warn about two dangers: the way of the wicked and the strange woman. Both symbolize temptations that can lead us away from God, and wisdom guards our hearts and helps us make choices that align with God's will. So, how can we apply Proverbs 2 to our lives? 1. Pursue God daily. Make time for prayer, scripture reading, and worship. Cry out for wisdom and seek it like a treasure. 2. Stay alert to temptation. Pay attention to the voices and influences in your life. Are they leading you toward God or away from him? 3. Walk in integrity. Choose the path of righteousness even when it's hard. Trust that God will guard you as you follow him. Thank you for joining me today on Rise with Brett. Proverbs 2 reminds us that wisdom is a treasure worth seeking. What stood out to you in this chapter? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss tomorrow's video on Proverbs 3. Together, we're growing in wisdom and walking in God's truth. See you tomorrow.